So I'm trying to make this as quick as possible, but I've watched this video from a Muslim, right, that explained one thing that he found very strange in Christianity, and that it was our representation of the Father, right? And in his mind, he said that it was weird to him that God is our buddy. In his mind, he did not understand it. In his mind, I mean, he did understand it, but he did not like the idea of that, right? And then he said that he found in another religion more peace with the sentence of Allah Akbar, which means God give me strength, right? And I want to talk about this because that kind of sparked something inside of me, right? So, Muslims, right? Muslims. So, let's break down what he actually said, word for word, right? He said that he does not like the idea of God being our buddy, right? First of all, right, the Lord is not our buddy. The Bible makes it very, 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 very clear that we are below God, right? That's why we can't work ourselves up to heaven, right? That's not possible. We can't fit God inside of our palms because God is so good and so great, right? And that's what's so amazing about heaven. It's because we can't fit it in our palms, because we can't achieve it with just our mere human lives, right? Because it's by grace, okay, by His mighty grace and love that He made it happen for us. And then He said, Allah give me strength, right? God give me strength, right? Let's break that down as well. So, He says, right, that the idea of God being our friend, quote unquote, having a relationship with Him, a real relationship, He doesn't like the idea of that. But then in the next sentence, He says, Allah, give me strength. How can somebody give you something if you don't know that person, right? Allah knows you, but if you don't knock at His door, how can He give you something, right? Because then, do you even have free will? But that's not the question. But yeah, think about that, right? Think about that. If I did not know you, bro, but you knew me, and you want me to give you, and I wanted you to give me something, but the door is closed, how is you going to give me? How are you going to give me something, right? Think about that. And that's one thing, bro. That's why I do not personally see a Islam as a real religion, and that's why it isn't, because they try to work out faith. They try to artificially create faith. They try to artificially create God. They put God inside of their palms, right? That's why I know that Islam is a fake religion. That's why I know that it is a man-made religion, because you can't fit God's greatness inside of your palm. You can say that He has so and so many names, and He's called by such and such, and nobody can create an image of Him. But then you do the same thing by doing good deeds to work yourself up to heaven. You can't do that, right? It's not possible. And the thing is, that's what Satan also wants you to think, that you can't do it, right? That you can do it, that you are a sinner. And the truth is, you are, right? But the race is already run. The race is already run. Man, that's a tongue breaker. I can't even lie. But yeah, that is the greatest lie that Satan ever told. You know, that's the greatest lie. The greatest lie, right? That you need to work your salvation. That you are God, that He doesn't exist, that you make whatever you want, right? And you see the same patterns in Islam as well. But yeah, a little short video. I hope it helped some of you. And yeah,